Hey there everyone, happy Father's Day weekend. So, who's giving their guy a weenie massage? Yeah, there's a little bunny in my yard. It's about this big. Kind of like some guys' weenies are about this big. But no, seriously, who's giving their guy a weenie massage today? You know, I don't think as ladies appreciate our men nearly as much as what we should. And there's a lot of really good guys out there, and unfortunately sometimes we don't think they're so good, huh? Like, we pick on them and all that good stuff, and we get irritated with them for being little boys and all that kind of stuff. But no, I was just teasing my guy because I have been working today and trying to catch up because I had this amazing class yesterday. And it was just such a fun class, and everybody got activated energetically, and there was just some beautiful shit going on. And I had a whole bunch of follow-up stuff to do. So I was teasing him. I was like, yep, after, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And I was like, so we've been working all day long trying to get the house ready because we've got probably 15-20 people coming over for Father's Day, for barbecue and everything. And all my kids and their plus ones and friends and everything. We got all this stuff going on. And so we got barbecue. So it's been work. And there was this humongous rainstorm that went through. So that took off part of the day for our cleanup outside and everything. So I've been doing all these emails and trying to get caught up on everything. And then I was just teasing him, and I was like, yep, so after the kids go to bed and after everybody goes home, he's like, what time's everybody going home? And I'm like, I think we should kick everybody out by 10 o'clock. Let's kick everybody out by 10 o'clock. That's good. And then I said, I'm going to give you a weenie massage. And he was like, you're going to give me what? I was like, yep, I'm going to give you a weenie massage. Because, well, maybe he needs one. I don't know. Of course, every man needs a weenie massage, right? So I'm going to give him a little bit of tantric love, practice some skills that I learned a long time ago, and show him a little bit extra pleasure today, because he's a pretty fucking awesome dad and stepfather. So, yeah, so that's what's on my guy's agenda for today is barbecue, steak, and weenie massage. And he's like, I said, I'm going to tell the world about this. And he's going, I know you will. Now he's off working and in the garage so that we can play some darts and stuff later, getting everything cleaned up over there. Well, I decided, I was like, I need to come and connect over here, do conscious coffee, not let today go by, appreciate the men out there, appreciate you dads out there, but also hit a topic that I think a lot of people deal with. So now all fun and games are over, and yeah, that's not true. It's me. No, it's just, I wanted to come in and talk to you guys about validating your existence not through weenie massages, but through relationship. The other night I had a dream, and in my dream I was arguing with my ex-husband in my kitchen, and we were arguing about abandonment, and he was yelping at me that I had abandoned him at this critical time in his life because and actually, in truth, like, that's a very accurate statement. You could say that in one of his most critical times, when he was really down, I decided that I wanted a divorce, and he took that as abandonment. Now, granted, there was 17 years prior to that and a hell of a lot of stuff, right? So there was all this stuff going on in our lives, and I had just decided that I was done. I could take no more. And he translated that to abandonment issues. And in my dream, he was telling me how I had abandoned him in this, moment of his life. And I looked at him in my dream and I said, you need to stop validating your existence through relationship. So when I woke up, I wrote that shit down because I was like, that is a fucking awesome title to Conscious Coffee, to an article, and it probably will come out as an article. But this is something that I deal with in relationship therapy and work that I do with people in the coaching process. A lot of the times when I'm working with singles and with couples, this is one of the challenges that comes up: validation through relationship. And have you ever noticed when you're in a relationship and you're really into it, that you start to change yourself for different things? I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe if I drink water, it'll go away. But when we're in a relationship, we start to change. We start to pick up the other person's characteristics. We might change our eating patterns. We might change our exercise patterns. We might change, the shows that we watch, our agendas, our, when we get up, when we go to sleep, all this kind of stuff. We can change so much about us. And over the course of time, we really start to kind of we blend together, and each party changes and everything. And that's perfectly normal, natural, and even healthy in relationship, that we connect at those different levels and we expand each other out through that change. Well, here's the thing. If you're not growing all by yourself in a relationship, if you're not stable in who you are prior to coming into a relationship, really truly knowing who you are at your core, loving yourself, loving all aspects of yourself, then you're more likely to need this other person's validation, the relationship as a validation for your even existence. Okay, so the only reason I'm existing, the only reason I'm showing up the way I am, the reason why people are seeing me, experiencing me, connecting with me, is because of this relationship. If you can't experience and being seen and being and speaking your truth prior to that relationship, and then all of a sudden it develops in the relationship, then what's going on is that the relationship is validating your existence. It's validating who you are, what your likes are, who you're hanging out with, what you're doing, what you're not doing, and it's all coming down to just this relationship. So what happens if the relationship explodes or implodes or something, right? Well, if the relationship all of a sudden goes away, then what happens to the person? What happens to this person right here? And here's what we have to look at. We have to go, who am I inside the relationship, and who am I outside the relationship? Am I this person outside the relationship? How much of me am I actually bringing to the table in a relationship? How much of me am I revealing out when I'm not in relationship? Do I need a relationship to feel worthy? Do I need a relationship to feel loved? Do I need a relationship to be motivated? Do I need a relationship to do whatever the fuck I'm trying to do with my life? Does that relationship make it so? Just yesterday, I was my mentor and coach, I was reading one of her posts, and I was just cracking up because it's hilarious. So she's a 40-year-old woman in Australia, and a beautiful, beautiful soul, does not give a fuck about anybody's, anything. She's doing her. Mother to self-made millionaire, and she's been through the shit. And so I'm telling you this because she's been through the shit, right? She's been married, she's been divorced, now she's single, and she's occasionally dating. And I read her post, and it said, a woman had messaged her, and she said, I can't follow you, and you can't be an expert in any of this stuff. I can't really be led by you, because what I want is I want to be married. I want to be married and in this relationship, and you're not married. So why aren't you married? She's like, so I can't follow you unless you're married. None of your words matter to me unless you're married. Yet you're discredited unless you're married. So in this woman's eyes, who was saying this to my mentor, what she's saying is, well, you need to be validated based on relationship. Your existence doesn't matter unless you're married, unless you have a significant other. Then you mean nothing. You know nothing unless you have a significant other. I have a dear close friend of mine who has gone through this challenge in recent years, as well as being a single woman, and really going out there and looking at different things, and people coming to her and going, well, you don't know anything about that because you're not married, you've never had kids, and the situation of you're not validated properly, right? There's no validation to what you say, to who you are, to what you do, because you don't have this +1. Isn't that kind of bullshit? It's kind of bullshit in my opinion. Now, I've spent very little time single. I tend to always have a really amazing, deep relationship going on. But I can tell you that single or coupled, it doesn't matter as far as what your knowledge is and your worthiness. We're all worthy. We're all worthy of abundance. We're all worthy of love. We're all worthy of connection. We're all worthy of compassion. We're all worthy of some fucking grace. We all are intelligent, smart human beings. And what makes it so is right here. It's right here. It's not the +1. We don't need a +1 to be somebody. Okay? Whether you have a +1 or you don't have a +1, that really shouldn't matter as to who you are. If you don't know who you are and you think that if I get into a relationship, then I'm going to have this and this and this and this, then everything's going to be okay, then I'm going to experience all this glory and yumminess, that's a bunch of bullshit. Okay? You've got to experience it with yourself. You've got to learn to love your fucking self. You've got to learn to really truly know who you are, be able to state who you are, know your fucking worthiness, really be able to step out there, do the things that you want to do right now with or without the +1. Okay? And that's how you get that. That's how you get the confidence in yourself. You're always going to remain uncomfortable with life, a little quirky, and just awkward, I guess we could say. Awkward, quirky, think that you need a +1 to be somebody. And you don't. You don't need a +1. So today, on this beautiful, sunny, awesome Father's Day here in North Texas, I want to encourage all of you gentlemen out there for sure. I want to encourage all of you gentlemen because I know that there's a lot of single dads. There's a lot of single fucking awesome dads out there. I know quite a few myself, men that I love and adore and are so worthy. So worthy of love, so worthy of connection, worthy of relationship, abundance, health, and everything. And I want to challenge all of you gentlemen out there to, whether you have a +1 kid, +2 kid relationship or not, I want you to really challenge who you are. I want you to ask yourself, who am I outside of this relationship? Who am I outside of relationship in general? What do I really want in my life? Without taking into ideas of what somebody else might think. If other people's opinions, judgments, ideas, if they didn't matter anymore, if you didn't have somebody there that was dictating or spewing out something to you, who would you be right now? What would you be doing? What kind of life would you be living? Now, if you can get to be that person without the relationship, then I promise you this. What you're going to call into your life if you're single is you're going to call into your life a mate that matches that. And isn't that what you want? I mean, for all you single guys out there, what kind of woman do you want? Do you want a woman that's weak? Do you want a woman that's like, I don't know, doesn't know herself? Do you want a woman that looks in the mirror and only sees her flaws? Do you want a woman who goes, yeah, I know, but I don't know, does this look okay on me? Or just walks out of the fucking bedroom and says, I know I'm hot, I love myself, I'm confident in myself, I feel strong, I feel powerful just as I am. Because if you want that woman, then it's going to require you to be the man that is that man. And ladies, just flip that shit, okay? Because it goes right back. If you want a confident man, truly confident, not cocky, not somebody that's controlling and an asshole that, yeah, might put you in your place as the little lady, but somebody who's actually confident in himself, loves himself, and can really truly give, then it means that as ladies, we've got to actually be strong in who we are. We got to love ourselves, right? Because that's where it starts. If we don't learn to love ourselves, forgive ourselves, and fucking know that we are worthy of all that we desire, then we're going to attract to us fucking crazy. That's just what we're going to get. We're going to get crazy. We're going to get insecure. We're going to get, somebody who is manipulative. I hear a lot talk about narcissists and stuff, and all these different conversations around people, gaslighting and everything. I'm like, honey, if you got a gaslighter in life, if you've got a narcissist in your life, if you got somebody who, is constantly shaming you and guilting you and full of jealousy and all these different things, male or female, I don't care what their sex is. If you got somebody in your life like that, or that's what you're attracting, then what that's saying is that you're not you're not being you. You're not being strong in who you are. So stop getting validation through your relationship and start looking at who you really are. Fall in love with the person who looks back at you in the mirror. Tell that person how amazing they are. Smile at that person. Give them a little bit of grace. And let your heart really truly be seen. I was talking to a beautiful friend / client of mine who's like a family member in my life just a couple days ago, and we were talking about relationship, and he was telling me about another relationship coach. I think he's a dating coach. I don't know what the name is, but he was telling me about the relationship coach, and he was saying that this guy works with men, and what he saw this guy do was he took a couple guys out at the bar, and he said, you know, he had these hot girls that they were to approach, and he looked at the guys and he said, all right, I want you to approach the woman. And so the guy goes up, and he's like this heavy set, not attractive man, you know, and he goes, hey, like that, and he's kind of like, he's in his head, nervous, and he's not making eye contact, and the girl just basically brushed him off. You know, it's like, I don't want anything to do with you. I'm not going to give you the time of day. Go away. And then the coach got a hold of him, and he literally touched him right here, and he said, I want you to speak to her from right here. Right here. And in that, the guy took a breath, and he went, and he went back, and he approached the same woman from right here. And he spoke from this space instead of from this space. And instead of condemning himself before he even got started, he spoke from this place of his heart. He came at it from a different energy, from a space of more confidence, because confidence comes from when we can tap into here. And when he approached this woman and he said, hey to her this time, she got all giddy, and she made eye contact, and she got flirty, and everything went off really, really well for this guy. And I share that with you because it's about coming from here. It's about the self-love. And if you're looking for validation, if you're looking for love, if you're looking for worthiness, then, you know, you got to kind of pull a Wizard of Oz on yourself here and look no further than your own backyard. And your backyard is your own heart, your own mind, you being with you. And if you're trying to get with somebody else to get all that, then you're only going to have it for a flicker of time. That's it, just a flicker. That relationship, it's going to burn out quickly. You're going to feel used. You're going to be feeling victimized. You might actually deal with some really scary stuff. And at the end of it, you're going to end up wounded and potentially with some emotional and maybe even physical or mental trauma. And all of that can just completely not be there if you start looking in the right direction for your validation, which is right here, right with you, no further than you, and only with you. So, all right, on that note, everybody, I love you. I hope you have an amazing Father's Day. To all you daddies in the house, I absolutely love you. I see a couple people on here that I know. I love you guys. Hey Craig, hey Randall Ray. I'm not gonna go scrolling for anybody else there, but yeah, happy Father's Day. Know that you are loved. Know that you are worthy. Look the man in the mirror and tell him how special he is. He's worthy. He's worthy of so much. On a note of some stuff that's coming up, I've got oral intimacies coming up. I've got my summer orgasm camp coming up this summer, and I've got a sex magic class coming up, which I'm so super excited about. So look for that on my website at www.kendalwilliams.com underneath events. And other than that, I will catch you guys tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. Have a fucking awesome Father's Day, everybody. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, stop existing and start living. You're worthy of it.